guys, I'm getting a little bit starstruck right now because I'm sitting down with a Canadian YouTube star, transgender activist, and with about 8 million people following along on her social media accounts, Gigi Gorgeous is adding a brand new title to the heap, and that is author. He Said, She Said is her look at lessons, stories, and mistakes from her transgender journey, and we welcome her back to the Your Morning studios, and my first time getting to finally sit down with you.
Finally,
welcome.
thank you. So happy to be here.
I love that you just wake up like this.
Yes, woke up like this, 2 hours of sleep, and just ready for Melissa.
Let's do it. Okay, listen, first of all, congratulations, because you are now officially an author.
Right?
It's very, very fancy.
You. I know. It's so surreal because, like, I've always, like, grown up, like, loving books. So to have one of my own, and it's so vibrant and saturated and very me, is just, like, super surreal. I can't get over it.
It's amazing. So let's dive in, because you get personal, and we're talking very, very personal. Your journey about dating, about hormones,
Yes.
about facial surgeries, about exes, about promiscuity. I mean, you name it, you basically talk about it. So was there in this process anything, though, that was off limits for you?
You know, I dive in deeper than I ever have with the book, and I'm really excited for people to see that. But sharing my story is something that I've grown to just accept and take responsibility for myself, for my growth, my community too. So going deep isn't hard, but of course there are things that are off limits. Some things about family and, you know, wedding plans and stuff like that. But as for the most part, it's pretty free game in the book. I really go in because I wanted it to be a book that stands the test of time. And I think if you were to kind of beat around the bush of anything, it's not really the whole story. And I need to tell it authentically and just as real as I can. You know?
And really, when you talk about your story and you talk about time, really it's like been a decade or so about this journey that you have shared so openly and honestly with all of your followers. I'm curious to know, in that journey, labels become important. But I want to know from you, are labels to you limiting or liberating?
I love the way you just put that. I'm gonna steal that from you. They're liberating to me, actually. I think a lot of people think that they are limiting, but I find pride and liberation with a label. I think, you know, I've always been a kind of like organized, like strong person where I'm like, this is where I stand on this. And labels help me do that. And I think, you know, having so many people identify as gay or transgender or lesbian is like, I can stand with you because I've identified with those things, you know?
That's really deep.
It brings us closer, I feel.
So can we talk about Gregory for a second?
Sure.
Because
who is he?
you know, I mean, if you watch on your YouTube channel, I love that you actually, on one of your latest posts, which is already huge, I think I just saw like almost 400,000 views already on that. These are, when you go through these looks in your different incarnations, and Gregory, why did you decide that you wanted to do that? Because I can imagine some people would be like, I don't want to go back to a certain time in my life.
Right. Oh my God, that clip that's playing right now, I am dying. It's a very fun video. Honestly, my hair used to be like that every second of every day. But it was a video I wanted to do for a really long time, just because I honestly think that it was a really fun idea. And I hadn't had my hair styled like that or kind of looked like a boy in a while. So I was like, this could be fun, like a little makeup challenge. But as far as referring to myself and being comfortable to go there, that's been a journey. You know, I wanted to act like that person never existed. I wanted to act like, you know, I was just this cisgender female that was born this way and didn't go through any of that. But you find so much more pride when you just own it. And I feel like being just relatable and vulnerable is such like, such a strong quality that I respect. So when someone is just open and, you know, transparent, no pun intended, transparent, it just makes me love them more. So I just felt like, you know what, I loved my old self. You know, I thought I was killing it then, but I feel more authentic and killing it now.
Wow.
So, you know, just
it's very empowering to hear
it.
Yeah. I think maybe a big part of your journey, at least as an outsider looking in, is knowing that you had so much support through your entire life and journey from your family. And I know that there's some parts of your family that are off limit, and we respect that. But you have had support from, you know, your mom, who I know sadly passed. I think it was about 7 years ago. You just posted recently.
Yes.
But you've had a supportive dad, supportive brothers. What has that meant to you as a person?
Honestly, it's made my transition and my journey and my just overall life so much better. You know, my dad set the precedent for love really, really high. He was with my mother until she passed. You know, there for her. They were always very affectionate and just obsessed with each other. So that's kind of how I view a marriage. And my dad was at my book signing last night at Indigo at the Eaton Center. He was front row. He's always been there for me, supportive. And I'm very blessed in that sense, but I know it's not always like that. And, you know, where I have my pros, I have my cons as well. It's a balance. So everyone has struggles, and I go through a lot as well.
Well, so exciting. I wish I had like 2 hours with you.
I know, same.
I know, but congratulations on the book. Congratulations on your engagement.
Thank you.
We are so lucky that you get to take us on your journey with you. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so, so much. The book is called, aptly titled, He Said, She Said. Make sure you go and grab a copy.